Daniel had never imagined that his quiet life would change so suddenly. For most of his years, he had worked as an engineer on Earth, repairing ships that belonged to trade companies and fixing small machines for people who could not afford new ones. His days were simple, his nights ordinary, and he thought his future would continue that way. But then came the message, the legal notice that his uncle had passed away and left something for him. His uncle, Professor Alaric Hayes, had been a mysterious figure. He was known in the family as the Wanderer of the Stars. Daniel had seen him only a few times during childhood, when the older man would visit Earth carrying strange gifts, tiny crystals that glowed on their own, small boxes that sang when opened, and maps of places that no one on Earth had heard of. The adults whispered about him. Some said he worked for the Interstellar Council. Others believed he had gone too deep into alien affairs and had chosen exile. Whatever the truth, he had vanished years ago, living far away in an isolated asteroid home. Now that very home belonged to Daniel. The shuttle ride was long, giving him plenty of time to think. As he looked out the window at the vast sea of stars, he felt both nervous and curious. Why had his uncle chosen him of all people? He was not the oldest nephew, not the most successful, not even the closest to Alaric. Still, the will had been clear. To Daniel Hayes I leave my estate along with its caretaker. That last word, caretaker, echoed in his mind. Who could possibly be living on that lonely rock? The shuttle finally reached the asteroid belt, where a single glowing beacon guided them toward a small dock. The pilot, a tired-looking man who had seen countless deliveries, only gave Daniel a nod before departing. As the engines faded, Daniel stood alone before the sealed doors of his inheritance. The house carved into the asteroid looked more like a fortress than a home. Smooth metallic walls blended with natural stone, and faint lights traced across the surface. As Daniel stepped closer, the doors slid open with a hiss. He held his breath, expecting silence inside. Instead, a voice greeted him. "Welcome, Master Daniel. The house has been awaiting you." Daniel froze. The voice was clear, polite, and slightly musical. It was not mechanical, though. It carried warmth as if spoken by a living being. Then she appeared. A tall figure stepped forward, dressed in a simple uniform that resembled both servant attire and ceremonial clothing. Her skin shimmered faintly like pearl under light, and her large eyes reflected soft hues of silver. She was not human. Her features were sharp, delicate, and unmistakably alien. Two small crests rose from her head like folded fins, and her movements were graceful in a way that no human could match. "I am Lyra," she said with a slight bow, "assigned maid and caretaker of this estate. By the will of your late uncle, I serve you now." Daniel's heart raced. He had seen aliens before, of course, but never this close, never this personal. Most humans on Earth only encountered aliens in trade zones or through news feeds. Having one standing in front of him calling herself his maid felt unreal. You work here?" Daniel asked, struggling to find his voice. "I do more than work," she replied calmly. "I maintain this place, preserve its secrets, and ensure its heir fulfills his role. And now that heir is you." Daniel blinked. "Secrets?" Lyra's silver eyes gleamed. "Yes, your uncle left more than just walls and rooms. But you will understand in time." For now, she led him through the halls. The inside of the asteroid home was far more advanced than Daniel expected. Smooth corridors with glowing panels lined the path, and doors opened as they walked by. Every room seemed alive with hidden machinery, humming softly like a giant heart. "This place has been cared for every day," Lyra explained. "Your uncle built it with great purpose, and though he is gone, his work remains. My task is to guide you when you are ready." Daniel frowned. He had not asked for this responsibility. He only wanted to see what his uncle had left, maybe sell the estate and return to his simple life. Yet something about the way Lyra spoke, calm, deliberate, almost testing, made him uneasy. She guided him to the central living area, a wide chamber with transparent walls showing the endless stars outside. It was beautiful, peaceful, almost holy. On the table sat a sealed letter. "For you," Lyra said. Daniel picked it up, recognizing his uncle's handwriting. He unfolded it carefully, reading the short but powerful message. "Daniel, you were always more curious than you believed. This house holds truths others are not ready to face. Trust Lyra. She will guide you. Do not fear to peek where I once forbade you. Your eyes must see what mine could not finish." Daniel lowered the letter, his hands trembling. His uncle wanted him to peek. At what? And why leave such cryptic words? When he looked at Lyra, she was smiling softly. He prepared you more than you know. You only have to be willing. That night, Daniel could not sleep. The room assigned to him was comfortable, yet his mind spun with questions. Lyra moved quietly through the halls, attending to machines and adjusting systems, yet every now and then, Daniel felt her gaze on him. She was watching, not in a threatening way, but as though waiting for him to make a choice. By morning, he could not resist asking her directly. Why did my uncle say I should peek?
What does he mean?
Her expression did not change, but her voice softened. There are rooms in this estate you have not entered. Locked places, hidden doors. He told you never to look before, but now he wishes you to see. Do you dare? Daniel hesitated. He remembered being a boy when his uncle once visited Earth. He had told Daniel never to open certain drawers in his ship, warning that curiosity could be dangerous. Daniel had obeyed back then, but now years later that same uncle was encouraging him to look. Lyra stepped closer, her eyes shining like twin moons. Your uncle believed humans had a gift, a way of seeing things differently than others. That is why he left this to you. He wanted you to discover, not hide. Daniel felt a chill. This was no ordinary inheritance. His uncle had prepared something bigger, something that might change everything, and Lyra, his new maid, seemed almost eager for him to take that first step. The next day in the asteroid home felt both peaceful and heavy at the same time. The walls hummed with hidden energy. The stars outside floated like eternal candles, and yet Daniel could not shake the words of his uncle's letter. Do not fear to peek where I once forbade you. Peek at what? Lyra, the alien maid, moved through the halls with quiet grace. She carried no tools, but somehow everything she touched worked better after she passed. When Daniel woke, he found fresh food on the table, the air slightly warmer and the lights glowing in gentle colors. She seemed to know the house as if it were part of her body, but Daniel could see something in her eyes each time she looked at him. Expectation. By noon, he could not bear it anymore. He followed her into one of the long corridors. Lyra, he said firmly, show me what my uncle meant. Show me the rooms he didn't want me to see. She stopped, turning slowly, her silver eyes calm. Are you ready for that step? I wouldn't ask if I wasn't. For a moment she studied him as though weighing his resolve. Then she gave a small nod. Very well. But understand, what you see cannot be unseen. Once your eyes open, your life will not return to its old path. Daniel straightened. My old path is already gone. Let's go. Lyra's lips curved into the smallest smile. She guided him deeper into the asteroid home, into passages he had not noticed before. Some walls shifted silently as she pressed her hand against hidden panels. Daniel realized this place was full of secrets, built like a puzzle only certain people could unlock. Finally, they stopped before a wide door made of dark metal. Strange symbols were carved across its surface, glowing faintly with blue light. Daniel did not recognize the language, but the patterns seemed alive, pulsing like veins. This, Lyra said softly, is the first of the hidden rooms. Your uncle never entered without hesitation. He feared what lay inside, though he studied it from afar. But he left it for you. Daniel swallowed. What's in there? Her answer was simple. The beginning. The door slid open with a low hiss. Inside, Daniel stepped into a chamber unlike any he had ever seen. Rows of devices lined the walls, machines of alien design, their shapes elegant yet strange. Some looked like crystalline towers, others like flowing sculptures of light. In the center stood a tall structure, half machine, half organic, its surface shifting slowly as if breathing. Daniel's breath caught. What is all this? Your uncle collected them, Lyra explained, walking gracefully between the machines. Artifacts left behind from different alien civilizations. Many were abandoned, forgotten, or forbidden. He believed that humans had the gift to see their true use, a gift others lacked. Daniel approached one of the devices. It was a cube glowing faintly, humming with quiet energy. When he touched it, lines of light spread across its surface, forming shapes that rearranged themselves into human letters. Welcome, Air. Daniel jerked his hand back, stunned. The machine had recognized him. Lyra's eyes gleamed. Do you see now? These machines respond to you, to your kind. Your uncle could not awaken them fully. He believed you, or someone like you, might succeed. Daniel's heart pounded. He had worked with human machines all his life, fixing broken engines and circuits. But this was something else. Alien technology was known to be complex, resistant to tampering. Yet here it was speaking to him in his own language. "Why me?" he whispered. "Because you are human," Lyra answered simply. "And humanity is different," Daniel frowned. "Different how?" She tilted her head. "You adapt. You imagine. You see paths others refuse to see. That is why your uncle trusted you. That is why I asked you to peek." Her words settled deep inside him. For years he had thought of himself as ordinary, a simple engineer with no great future. But here, in this hidden room, machines from alien worlds were waiting for his touch. As he explored further, Lyra pointed out other devices. One was a sphere filled with swirling light that shifted shape whenever Daniel came near. Another was a set of metallic bands that floated in the air, aligning themselves as if bowing to him. Each artifact seemed to recognize something in him, something invisible yet powerful. Still, Daniel could not ignore the unease growing inside. If these things are so important, why keep them hidden? Why didn't my uncle share them with the Council? Lyra's expression darkened. "Because the Council fears you," Daniel stared. "Fears me? Or fears humanity?" "Both," she said softly. "Your uncle discovered that humans could unlock technology that even its creators no longer understood. To the Council, this is dangerous. If humans rise too quickly, the balance of power in the galaxy will shatter. That is why these rooms were sealed. To protect you. To delay the moment when truth would come." Daniel felt his chest tighten. He looked around at the glowing machines. Each one represented knowledge, power, perhaps even weapons. And all of it had been hidden away, because aliens feared what humans might do with it. But Lyra stood calmly beside him, her presence steady. "Your uncle chose to trust you. He wanted you to see what he could not finish. The path is yours now." Daniel exhaled slowly. His mind spun with questions, but one thing was clear. His life had changed forever. Still, he could not stop himself. He asked the question that burned most in his chest. "Is this all there is? Just one room?" Her silver eyes glittered. "No, there are more, many more, each deeper than the last. But you must walk them step by step. Curiosity must guide you, not fear." Daniel nodded, though his hands trembled. He felt like a child again, peeking into places forbidden, only this time the stakes were far greater. Lyra gestured toward another corridor branching from the chamber. "Shall we continue?" He hesitated, then forced himself to move forward. "Yes, show me." They walked together into the second hidden room. This one was darker, colder. Inside were shelves of data crystals, countless rows stretching to the ceiling. Daniel touched one and a projection flickered before him. Maps of alien stars, battle records, treaties written in dozens of languages. Knowledge gathered over centuries. Lyra's voice echoed softly in the chamber. "This is the archive. Your uncle believed knowledge is more powerful than any weapon. He studied these records, hoping to find a way for humanity to rise without war, but he knew the day would come when you must choose for yourself." Daniel felt his heart pound harder. His uncle had left him more than a house. He had left him a legacy, a test, a chance to decide the future. Yet even as awe filled him, a shadow of fear crept in. If the Council discovered he had this knowledge, they might not allow him to live freely. They might take it, or worse. Lyra must have seen the worry in his eyes. She stepped closer, her voice calm. "Do not let fear silence your curiosity. That is what your uncle wanted. That is why I am here, to guide you, to remind you to peek even when the world tells you not to." Daniel looked into her shining eyes. For the first time, he felt something awaken inside him, a spark of courage he had not known he possessed. "All right," he said firmly. "I'll keep going. Show me everything." Lyra's smile deepened, faint but genuine. "Then your journey truly begins." And together they moved deeper into the labyrinth of secrets his uncle had left behind. Daniel had been awake most of the night, replaying everything he had seen. The hidden rooms, the glowing machines, the ancient alien knowledge. It was more than he could have imagined. And through it all, Lyra had been calm, composed, guiding him without revealing everything at once. By morning, Daniel knew he had crossed a threshold. There was no returning to ordinary life. The question now was what he would do with the knowledge he had uncovered. "Are you ready to continue?" Lyra asked, appearing beside him as he inspected one of the devices in the central chamber. Daniel nodded. I want to understand. I want to know why my uncle left all this. For me? Lyra's eyes gleamed faintly. Then we must go to the chamber that holds the Council's secret. Daniel froze. Council? You mean the Interstellar Council? She inclined her head. Yes. Your uncle worked closely with them, yet he did not fully trust them. He hid his most important work from even their notice. That work is in the next room. But understand, what you're about to see changes everything. Daniel felt a mixture of fear and excitement. He had always respected the Council from afar, knowing they oversaw thousands of worlds, keeping order among diverse species. But now it seemed they had been hiding something from humanity, something Daniel might uncover. Lyra led him down another corridor, deeper and narrower than the previous ones. The walls pulsed faintly, resonating with energy as if alive. Every step they took echoed softly, yet Daniel could feel the weight of history pressing around him. Finally, they reached a reinforced door. Its surface was engraved with a complex pattern, far older than any symbol Daniel had seen before. Lyra placed her hand against it and the symbols shifted, opening a path. Inside, Daniel was stunned. The room was enormous, lined with screens, holographic projectors, and data terminals. Floating in the center was a spherical device, larger than a person, pulsing with soft blue light. Around it, hundreds of alien records hovered, displaying treaties, star maps, and files marked confidential, human access only. Daniel moved closer. What is all this? He whispered. Lyra's voice was quiet yet firm. This is the Council's archive of their most secret knowledge, the truth they have hidden from humans. Your uncle gained access to it but feared they would never allow him to reveal it fully. He wanted someone who could handle the truth without fear. That person is you. Daniel's eyes widened. He had studied human history, human technology, but he had never imagined that aliens had hidden knowledge about humanity itself. He glanced at Lyra. Why hide it? Why not let humans know? She looked at him steadily. Because they feared you. Humans are unpredictable. Creative, resilient, adaptable. The Council has watched your species for centuries. They have seen humans solve problems others gave up on, survive situations deemed impossible, and rise when all seemed lost. That potential scares them. Daniel felt his pulse quicken. Scares them? Yes, Lyra confirmed. They do not want humanity to surpass them too quickly. If humans learned too much too soon, it could destabilize the galaxy. That is why your uncle hid this chamber, why he left it for you. He trusted that you would see humanity's worth without fear, without submitting to their control. Daniel's mind raced. All the rules he had followed in life, all the instructions about how humans were supposed to behave, none of it mattered here. His uncle had left him freedom, but with it came responsibility. Lyra floated closer to the central sphere. Your uncle discovered that humans could unlock technology that even the original creators no longer understood. That is why you were asked to peek. Daniel stared at the sphere, which seemed almost alive, pulsing like a heartbeat. He reached out, hesitant at first, then touched its surface. Streams of light spread across the room, forming images and data that his mind could barely comprehend. Whoa, he murmured. It's showing me everything. Star maps, alien civilizations, projects humans could complete. My uncle, he was right. Humans can do this, Lyra nodded. Exactly. And now you must decide. Will you hide this knowledge as the Council expects, or will you embrace it and help humanity rise? Daniel's hands trembled. He had always wanted to help humanity, yes, but this was more than he had ever imagined. The choice seemed impossible. Before he could answer, a warning flashed across one of the displays. Red symbols, alien script he could not read, appeared on several terminals. Lyra's eyes sharpened. They know, she said calmly. The chamber has a security signal. By opening it, you have alerted them. The Council will notice your activity soon. You must act carefully, Daniel swallowed. They'll come here? They may, Lyra replied. Or they may send observers. Either way, you are no longer hidden. That is why your uncle prepared you. Daniel took a deep breath. Then, I need to learn everything here fast. I need to understand what humans can do, what my uncle discovered. Lyra guided him through the chamber. She showed him holographic records of humans who had secretly worked with alien technology. Stories lost in history, forgotten experiments that proved humans could adapt alien designs faster than the aliens themselves. She showed him devices that could enhance human engineering, improve energy generation, and even allow humans to explore distant stars without massive fleets. Daniel's mind raced. If humans had access to this, we could change everything, he whispered. Yes, Lyra said softly. That is why your uncle hid it. To protect humanity, but also to test them. You are the test now. Daniel's thoughts turned dark for a moment. What if he failed? What if the Council discovered him and decided humanity was not ready? He could lose everything, or worse. Lyra must have sensed his fear. She placed a delicate hand on his shoulder. Fear is natural, but do not let it stop you. Your uncle believed in humanity, in your ability to adapt and overcome. That belief is now yours to carry forward. Daniel nodded slowly. He looked around at the glowing data, the floating devices, the vast knowledge his uncle had left behind. The weight of responsibility pressed on him, but he also felt a spark of courage, a determination that he had never known before. Then, show me the final room, he said firmly. Lyra's smile was faint but approving. Very well. This is the chamber your uncle feared the most. But it is also the chamber that will show you humanity's true potential. They moved to a smaller, heavily reinforced room at the back of the council chamber. Its entrance was sealed with multiple layers of alien security, each one responding only to Daniel's presence. As he stepped forward, the locks disengaged and the door slid open. Inside, Daniel saw something extraordinary. A single device floated in the center. A machine so intricate, so alive that it seemed almost sentient. Its surface shimmered with colors that Daniel could not name, and it emitted a low hum that resonated through his chest. This, Lyra whispered, is the device your uncle could never fully understand. It holds the key to the knowledge, power, and ingenuity that humans can unlock, but it also tests you, your courage, your curiosity, and your ability to think beyond what you know. Daniel stepped closer. He felt a strange connection to the machine, as if it recognized something within him. The glow shifted, responding to his presence, forming patterns that seemed to speak directly to his mind. I can feel it, he said. It's alive almost. Not alive in the way you think, Lyra said. It is a repository of potential. It waits for humans to unlock it fully, to show that your species can adapt, innovate, and surpass even the expectations of its creators. Your uncle knew it would take someone like you to awaken it. Daniel reached out slowly, his hand trembling. As he touched the device, light surged through the room, enveloping him in visions of possibilities. Humanity exploring distant worlds, building new civilizations, creating technologies beyond imagination. He saw humans working together with aliens, solving problems that had confounded entire empires. Tears filled his eyes. He had never imagined that humans could achieve such things. And yet here it was, proof that his species was capable of greatness. Lyra watched quietly, her presence steady. This is why I wanted you to peek. Your uncle knew that only by facing these secrets could you see the truth. Humanity is stronger, smarter, and braver than anyone else realizes. And now, it is your choice to act. Daniel took a deep breath. The weight of the knowledge, the power, and the responsibility pressed upon him, but he also felt a newfound determination. He would not hide. He would not run. Humanity had waited long enough. Then, I'll do it, he said firmly. I'll unlock it. I'll show what humans can do. Lyra's eyes shone brightly. Then your journey truly begins, Daniel. The Council will soon know you exist, and humanity will finally be ready to take its place among the stars. Daniel stood before the massive vault at the far end of the chamber. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. Its surface was metallic yet organic, flowing with light patterns that seemed alive. The air around it hummed softly, vibrating with energy. This was the final room his uncle had left for him, the place that held humanity's most powerful secrets. Lyra floated beside him, calm and composed as always. This is it, she said. The vault of truth. Your uncle warned me that this room tests more than curiosity. It tests courage, understanding, and the ability to choose wisely. Once you enter, there is no turning back. Daniel took a deep breath. For weeks he had been guided by Lyra through hidden rooms and alien artifacts, unlocking secrets his uncle had left behind. He had faced machines that spoke to him, data that reshaped his understanding of human potential, and knowledge that revealed humanity's extraordinary ability to adapt and innovate. Now, the ultimate test awaited him. He placed his hand on the vault, Immediately, streams of light spread across its surface, forming a network of symbols that glowed in rhythm with his heartbeat. The vault seemed to recognize him, just as the previous rooms had. "You are ready," Lyra said softly. "Your uncle trusted you to see this. Remember, what lies inside is not just technology, it is a reflection of humanity's potential. What you do with it will shape the future." Daniel nodded and stepped forward. The vault opened, its doors sliding aside smoothly. Inside, he found a room bathed in soft blue light. At the center floated a crystalline structure, complex and enormous, humming with power. Around it were panels displaying star systems, energy flows, and alien schematics, tools and knowledge beyond any human imagination. He moved closer, his eyes wide. This is incredible." "My uncle, he discovered all this?" Lyra nodded. "Yes, but he could not finish what he started. He trusted you to take the next step. The vault is alive in a way, Daniel. It responds to those who enter with purpose. It will guide you if your intent is clear and honest." Daniel's fingers brushed the surface of the crystalline structure. Light surged into his mind, showing visions of humans exploring distant worlds, solving problems that had stumped alien civilizations, and creating technologies that could improve life for billions. Each vision was a possibility, a reflection of what humans could achieve. It's showing me everything," he whispered. "It's almost like it's alive." "Not alive in the sense you think," Lyra explained. "It is a repository of potential. It observes, responds, and adjusts. Your uncle realized that humans have the rare gift of creativity and adaptability. The vault awakens that potential. It tests you, but it also teaches you." Daniel's mind raced. He had always believed humans were clever, capable, and resourceful, but this was beyond imagination. The vault revealed the truth. Humanity was stronger, smarter, and braver than even the most advanced alien civilizations knew. As he explored further, Daniel noticed panels displaying alien fleets, star colonies, and data about galactic politics. He realized that the Interstellar Council had been monitoring humanity carefully, restricting access to knowledge that might accelerate human development. His uncle had acted in secret to ensure that the right human would one day inherit this wisdom. "This is why the Council feared humans," Daniel murmured. "They never expected us to understand this, let alone use it responsibly." "Yes," Lyra agreed. "But your uncle trusted humans. He believed that given the opportunity, you could surpass expectations and prove your worth. The vault is his final message. Humans have the potential to rise among the stars. But you must choose wisely." Daniel studied the crystalline structure, realizing it was not just a repository of knowledge. It was also a key, an interface that could connect humans to alien technology, unlocking systems that had remained dormant for centuries. The responsibility weighed heavily on him. He could use it to help humanity, to advance human civilization beyond imagination, or he could misuse it and risk disaster. He took a deep breath. I want to use it to help humanity, to show our potential, to do what my uncle believed we could do." Lyra's silver eyes shone faintly. "Then the vault will respond. Your intent must be pure, and your focus steady. You are about to awaken what your uncle started." Daniel stepped closer and placed both hands on the crystalline structure. Light surged into his mind, connecting him to every piece of knowledge stored within the vault. He saw alien technology, human potential, and the ways both could combine. The information was overwhelming, yet somehow he could understand it. The vault guided him, showing him patterns, solutions, and designs that no human had ever conceived. Hours seemed to pass in moments. Daniel's mind raced with possibilities. Ships powered by new energy systems, machines that could terraform planets, communication networks faster than light, and ways for humans to work alongside aliens as equals. Every concept was explained in a way he could grasp, every design practical yet extraordinary. "This is everything," Daniel whispered, awestruck. "My uncle, he wanted me to see this, to use it." Lyra nodded. "Yes, but now comes the challenge. The vault has revealed knowledge, but the galaxy is watching. Other species, including the Council, will notice that the vault has been opened. They may challenge humanity. You must be ready to prove that humans are capable of responsibility, courage, and innovation." Daniel's chest tightened. He had prepared for discovery, but he had not fully realized the consequences. By opening the vault, he had signaled to the galaxy that humans were ready, and now others would come to test them. "Do we Face them? He asked. Yes, Lyra said calmly, but not as slaves or subjects, as equals. The vault will give you tools and knowledge, but your courage, your ingenuity, and your humanity will determine the outcome. Daniel took a deep breath, feeling a surge of confidence. For years, humans had been underestimated. Now he had a chance to show what they were capable of. He could use the vault to defend Earth, explore the stars, and unlock the potential of humanity. He studied the holographic maps, seeing alien fleets moving in the galaxy. Some curious, some cautious, others suspicious. He realized that humans could either hide, submit, or rise. He chose to rise. Then we begin, Daniel said, turning to Lyra. Show me how to use this. Show me how humans can take their place among the stars. Lyra's smile was faint but approving. That is why I am here. To guide you, to ensure your intent remains clear, and to help humanity reach its true potential. You are not alone in this, Daniel. Your uncle believed in you, and now I do as well. Together, they worked through the vault, learning to interface with alien technology, to understand energy systems, and to access knowledge that could revolutionize human civilization. Daniel marveled at the designs, at the possibilities, and at the courage of those who had come before him. As he mastered the first systems, Daniel began to plan. He would not simply take this knowledge and hide it. He would use it wisely, to show the galaxy that humanity was ready. The vault had given him tools, but it was his courage, ingenuity, and humanity that would shape the future. Hours passed as Daniel and Lyra worked together. They tested energy systems, explored interstellar communication networks, and unlocked designs for new ships that could travel farther than anything humans had ever built. With every discovery, Daniel felt the weight of responsibility and the thrill of possibility. Finally, he stepped back, looking at the crystalline structure. This is only the beginning, he said softly. We have the knowledge. Now we must prove that humans can use it wisely. Lyra nodded. Yes, the galaxy will soon notice and humans will face challenges. But you are ready, Daniel. You have seen the truth. You have embraced the potential, and now, humanity's journey begins. Daniel felt a surge of determination. For the first time in his life, he understood the magnitude of what he had inherited. It was not just a house or a collection of alien artifacts. It was a legacy, a chance for humans to rise among the stars. He looked at Lyra, the alien who had guided him through every step. Thank you, he said quietly, for trusting me, for helping me see this. Lyra's silver eyes shone. The trust was never mine alone. Your uncle trusted you, and now the vault trusts you. Humanity is ready, Daniel, and you are its guide. The vault pulsed softly as if acknowledging his resolve. Light streamed across the room, illuminating the corridors, the artifacts, and the star-filled windows. Daniel felt a sense of purpose unlike anything he had ever known. He was no longer just a human engineer from Earth. He was the heir to a legacy, a keeper of knowledge, and a symbol of what humanity could achieve. And as he stepped out of the vault, ready to face the galaxy, Daniel knew one thing for certain. Humanity was ready to rise. Daniel stood at the edge of the vault, watching the soft glow of the crystalline structure fade behind him. The knowledge he had uncovered, the technology he had learned to use, and the potential he had glimpsed, all of it now rested in his hands. He felt both exhilarated and burdened. The galaxy would not ignore what had happened here. Lyra, he said quietly, turning to his alien guide. What happens now? Lyra's silver eyes were calm, yet her tone carried urgency. Now, Daniel, the galaxy will notice. The Interstellar Council, other civilizations, they will see that the vault has been opened. They will test humanity. Some will challenge you directly. Others will observe from a distance. You must prove that humans are worthy of trust, that your species can wield knowledge responsibly. Daniel nodded. He had spent weeks in preparation, guided by Lyra, learning everything he could. Now it was time to act. Almost immediately, the warning signals flared. Holographic displays lit up with alien fleets moving toward his asteroid home. Ships of all shapes and sizes, some sleek and metallic, others organic and flowing, were heading straight for him. The council had noticed. They're coming, Daniel said, his jaw tight. We need a plan. Lyra's voice was steady. Yes, but remember, knowledge alone is not enough. Courage, ingenuity, and humanity. These are your greatest weapons. Your uncle believed in this. I believe in this. You must show them what humans can do. Daniel took a deep breath and accessed the vault's communication systems. With a few precise adjustments, he sent a broadcast across nearby star systems. A simple message, but one filled with meaning. Humans are awake. We have inherited knowledge and we are ready to act responsibly. We are not your subjects. We are your equals. The message pulsed across the holographic displays, reaching ships in orbit and distant fleets alike. Daniel could see reactions almost instantly. Some fleets slowed as if reconsidering their approach. Others hesitated, unsure of how to respond. The galaxy was watching and humanity had made its presence known. Now, Lyra said, we prepare. They may test you, but you have the advantage of understanding and you have the vault on your side. Daniel felt a surge of determination. He activated the defensive systems his uncle had left behind. Shields, energy barriers, and automated drones designed to protect the estate without harming anyone. He wanted to demonstrate strength, not aggression. Humanity was not seeking war. They were proving capability. The first ship approached cautiously, scanning the asteroid for threats. Daniel activated a communication channel. We come in peace, he said, his voice calm but firm. We have inherited knowledge, and we wish to show that humans can act responsibly. We are not your enemies. There was a pause, then a response in an alien language he had never heard before. Lyra translated in real time, her voice soft and precise. They are surprised. They did not expect humans to respond with such clarity. They are considering your intent. Daniel smiled faintly. Good. Let's show them humans are ready. Over the next several hours, Daniel and Lyra worked tirelessly. They demonstrated the vault's technology, showing energy systems that could power entire planets, communication networks faster than light, and ships capable of exploring distant stars. Every display was designed to show ingenuity, responsibility, and the potential for cooperation. The alien observers watched carefully. Some ships remained distant, cautious. Others moved closer, intrigued by the humans' control of advanced systems. Daniel could see admiration in the holographic readouts, an acknowledgement that humans were not only capable but clever beyond expectations. This is incredible, Daniel whispered. They're seeing us differently. They're seeing what my uncle believed all along. Yes, Lyra said softly, and now they will test you further. Actions speak louder than demonstrations. They may challenge you with problems, scenarios, or conflicts to see if humanity can respond with wisdom. Sure enough, the first challenge came quickly. An asteroid belt nearby began to shift dangerously, threatening the stability of several observation ships. Daniel accessed the vault's navigation and energy systems, calculating solutions faster than any human system should allow. He adjusted gravitational fields, redirected energy flows, and created safe paths for the alien ships, all without causing harm to anyone. The observers watched in astonishment. The humans had solved a problem that even their advanced technology could not manage alone. Daniel's heart pounded. This was exactly the moment his uncle had prepared him for, the moment to prove that humans could think, adapt, and act with courage. They are impressed, Lyra said, her eyes shining. Your uncle believed you could do this. Now the galaxy sees it too. Daniel smiled faintly, feeling pride and responsibility in equal measure. But he knew this was only the beginning. Challenges would continue and humanity had much to learn. Yet for the first time he felt hope, not just for himself, but for all humans. Over the next days, Daniel coordinated more demonstrations, showing advanced energy production, terraforming potential, and interstellar communication systems. He even worked on joint problem-solving exercises with alien observers, solving complex scenarios that had puzzled them for centuries. Each success reinforced the impression humans were ready to take their place among the stars. Lyra remained at his side throughout, guiding, translating, and advising. She never imposed, only suggested and observed, allowing Daniel to grow into his role. Slowly, the alien fleets began to respond differently, less cautious, more respectful, and eventually collaborative. They are starting to trust humans, Lyra said quietly one evening, watching the stars from the vault's observation window. Your uncle would be proud. You have fulfilled the first part of the test. Daniel nodded, looking out at the fleets now working in harmony with the asteroid station. We've shown them what humans can do, but this is just the start. We need to continue learning, growing, and proving ourselves. Yes, Lyra agreed. And you will. But remember, trust once earned is fragile. Humanity must continue to act with courage, intelligence, and compassion. The galaxy will test us again, and we must be ready. As the days turned into weeks, Daniel began to see a transformation, not just in the alien observers, but in himself. He had started as a simple engineer, uncertain and hesitant. Now he was a leader, a symbol of human potential, and a guide for the next era of interstellar cooperation. The Vault, once a mysterious repository of knowledge, had become a beacon, a sign that humanity was ready to rise, not through aggression or conquest, but through ingenuity, courage, and responsibility. One evening, after a long day of demonstrations and joint exercises, Daniel turned to Lyra. "Thank you," he said, "for everything. I couldn't have done this alone." Lyra smiled softly. "You never were alone. Your uncle trusted you, and now the Vault trusts you. I only guided. The rest was yours. Humanity is ready because of what you have done, and what you will continue to do." Daniel felt a deep sense of pride. He looked at the stars stretching infinitely before him and felt hope, determination, and purpose. Humanity had been underestimated, but now they had proven their worth. They had shown that they could learn, adapt, and rise to the challenges of the galaxy. And Daniel knew that this was only the beginning. The Vault had opened, the galaxy had watched, and humans had shown their potential. The future was theirs to shape. He turned to Lyra one last time. "We've begun something important, but we can't stop here. There's so much more to learn, so much more to prove." "Yes," Lyra said, her eyes bright. "And we will. Humanity has taken its first steps among the stars. Now it is up to you to continue the journey." Daniel smiled, feeling the weight and the thrill of responsibility. For the first time, he truly understood the meaning of his uncle's words. Curiosity, courage, and the willingness to peak. Those were the keys to greatness. The galaxy was vast, full of wonders and challenges. But humanity, guided by courage, intelligence, and compassion, was ready to face it all. And so, standing together, human and alien, they looked out at the endless stars, knowing that the journey had only just begun, but the first step had been taken and humanity was finally awake.